Well, I'm out shooting my bow this morning, and I'm trying to solve a problem that I've had pretty much since I bought my Elite. So I get these kind of vertical stringing groups, or I'll get these, I'll get a couple little group high, a couple little group low. And I think I know how to fix it. So we're gonna go play with a few things and see what we can do. One of the variances is which release I'm using. So this is my Bone Collector T-Rex, been shooting that for a long time. I've also got my Carter Evolution. So I'm starting to do a little bit of target anticipation, and when I do that, I usually jump back to this for a while and just spend some time shooting that exclusively. I seem to have more consistent groups with this. I don't quite get the vertical stringing as much. I still see it with this release, but this thing, I definitely see it on a regular basis. Now, the biggest thing I love about Elites is how adjustable they are. That's part of why I bought this bow. So one of the things I've found, though, is that just running this with the cable stops, and what that means is that when you draw the bow, this piece comes around and hits this cable, and that's what lets you know where your draw is. With just the cable stops, this thing's super squishy. I've shot other bows that have just cable stops, even my MXR, which is kind of a budget bow, only cable stops. And it's pretty solid. This thing, I'll show you this video right here. But once you hit those cable stops, you can pull into that thing a good ½ inch, maybe 3/4. And so you can do your best to be as consistent as you can, but there's still some variance there. Now with the Elites, it also comes with a limb stop. That's what this pad right here is. That might be hard to see. But you can install this into these little holes right there, and it comes around and it gives you a solid stop. Now, one way you can set it up is you can actually set it up so that the limb stops hit after the cable stops. And that's how I've had it set up here since shortly after I bought it, because I realized how squishy this back wall was. So I put these on so that they would hit right after. But there's still some variance there, and there's not enough resistance against the cable to be very consistent. So my thought is something I haven't tried yet is just running it straight cable stops and seeing how it does with that. So we're gonna put these on, we're gonna go shoot a little bit and see if that makes any difference. All right, so on these cams, the let-off is actually adjustable. So this thing, you can move this screw and it allows you to move this piece. It's adjustable from approximately 70% to 90%. I've got it in the spot that's equivalent to about 75% let-off. So where you place the cable stops, you can also adjust that a little bit too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to put this in the spot so that it hits the same time as the cable stop, cable stops hit the same as the limb stops. Which before I had it in the 4th hole right here, so we're gonna put it right here and screw that in and snug it down. And we're gonna try a few shots with it and see what we think. Got the second one, gonna put that on the bottom limb, and here we go. All right, we're gonna give this a draw and see how it feels. Got the thumb button on so I don't accidentally let an arrow go. It's definitely solid, but oof. Oh, that's a very different feel. That's not letting it get all the way back in and settle in. Let's go play with this for a minute. All right, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna have to move the whole stop back just a little bit. But to get to that, I gotta take this back off. So we're gonna take this off. And this one's an Allen key. But for some reason, this one is star key or a Torx head. Yes, I have pink tools in my house. I've got nothing but girls, so some of the stuff in my house is very pink. So we are going to pull this one right here And we are going to move this to the full in position, which would just, or sorry, which way am I moving this? Come back here. We're going to move it to the full in position. Then we're going to put this back in here. And we'll try it again, see how it feels. All right, we're going to try this again now that we've made some adjustments to the let off and where that position is, and see how it feels now. Oh, there we go. That feels way better. So that is rock salt. There is no movement. So I don't know if I'm going to like that either. Ugh. But let's shoot a few. Let's see what they look like. Well, being the first group with that setup, I can't say it's really any better. I think I'm going to try something else. All right, back wall's feeling really good, but because I've essentially moved the draw stops, it changes draw length. So another thing I love about the Elite is how easy it is to change the draw length, and they're adjustable in 1/4 inch increments. So we're going to make a small adjustment. So that one just needs to be loosened. This one on the back has to come all the way out, just because I happen to have it in the far end. This cable right here is kind of in the way to get that one out. Come here, there you go. So I was on 5, and there's a little witness hole here, and it's kind of hard to see it. So I'm gonna make just a 1/4 inch adjustment. And then you just find a hole that everything lines up on. That one happens to line up. I'm gonna tighten this one down. Snug this one down. And voila, draw length adjustment. Oh yeah, that helps. Well, I can't say that immediately solved the problem. I know this one broke high, but that's the first time shooting it like that. So I'm gonna go shoot a few groups and just see how it looks. And we'll see if it actually makes a difference or not. The other thing is adjusting the limb stops and the cable stops is adjusted by holding weight a little bit. The way I had this set up before is I was pulling into the cable stops to the limb stops and then pulling the brake. So I need to adjust this. And this is easy. I just got an Allen wrench, there's a screw in the back, and I'm just gonna take like a 1/4 turn out of this and see how it feels. I think I need just another little bit taken out. I'm still pulling pretty hard into that. Another 1/4 turn. Well, that's not a terrible group. It's still a little taller than it is wide, but you know, it's only a couple inches now versus, you know, before I had very highs and lows. So I'm going to keep shooting with it, and hopefully we'll get some improvements along the way. All right, I think we're going to lighten the release up just a hair more. Just another 1/4 turn. I think we might be there. Little Gatorade break. It is hot in Texas. Well, after shooting the Evolution for a few rounds, I decided to try it with the thumb button again just to see how it was going to feel shooting that solid back wall. And overall, the group's not bad. You know, it's only a couple inches tall total. This one I know I kind of pulled to the left, but you know, for that size of a group at 50, I'm pretty happy with that. I even got a little close to that one. I think we wrecked that one. That crack looks like it goes clear down underneath the veins, so that one's toast. But overall, I think it's an improvement. So I think I'm going to shoot this for a while and see how it goes. We'll get back to you and let you know if I decide to make another change.